Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Autumn 2017 sneak peek at Gavs Weather Vid. So earlier today we released the summer forecast, and very interesting forecast it is as well. You can still find video to the summer 2017 forecast on the homepage, and later on today that's going to be placed onto the summer updates and forecast page. There'll be a written report that goes with it as well, just explaining in a written version what we're forecasting and the reasons that we are doing that. So that's going to be placed on the summer updates and forecast page later on today. Now that the summer forecast is out there and we've issued it, it's time for the sort of long-range bandwagon, if you like, to roll on. And the next season that we'll be rolling on to, of course, follows summer, is autumn, and we're going to begin the autumn updates next month in June at Gavs Weather Vid. But as always, a little sneak peek just to set the scene for what we're going to be doing. So I will talk you through the things that we'll be looking at through the course of the next 3 months in terms of autumn 2017, and we'll also have a look at some long-range seasonal models as well. Just have a little sneaky peek, see what those are showing. So we're going to start off looking at the oceans, of course. Big story of this year is whether we're going to go into El Nino condition. If we do go into El Nino condition, and that will be a warming of the equatorial Pacific Ocean from Peru to Indonesia. If we do go into El Nino condition during the course of this summer and persisting into the autumn, what effect could that have on the weather in the UK and Europe this autumn? So obviously we'll be keeping a very close eye on what's happening in the equatorial Pacific Ocean. We'll also be keeping a close eye more widely on the Pacific Ocean. So we've got these cold sea surface temperature anomalies at the moment in the Northern Pacific. Will things change? If they do, what impact could that have? And of course, we'll be looking at what's happening in the Atlantic as well, especially this area. The tropical Atlantic tends to be quite important as you're going through the course of the latter summer and into the autumn, because this is the breeding ground, really just here off the coast of Africa. This is the breeding ground, the hurricanes. Will we have a lot of tropical storms? Will we have hurricanes this autumn? If we do, what track will they take? Sometimes if you get a lot of hurricanes in the autumn and they take that sort of route running into America, then what can happen is that actually you promote ridging in this part of the Atlantic. So active hurricane season can sometimes coincide with quite dry autumns. But of course, if you have an active hurricane season and the storms take that sort of route, then we could be in for really quite an unsettled and wet autumn. So as ever, we'll be keeping an eye on the oceans and what impacts that could have on our weather. Our good friend James Aquila will keep us supplied with analogues, of course. He's one of the analogues we've been looking at for summer. This is 1957. We'll see how things are playing out over the course of the summer in terms of the pattern that we get this summer, and then we'll start to look back at past years with similar type patterns, and of course combining that with El Nino and other things as well, and we'll create analogues to see what that could mean for the autumn. So James will be beavering away for too much longer on the autumn 2017 analogues, and then of course we'll be looking at the long range season models. So I'll talk you through a few of those right now. This is CFS V2 700 millibar height anomaly for the autumn. This is going from September to November. And well, this isn't really much help at all, is it? Look at all this white that we've got here across America, across the Atlantic, across Europe too. We have got low pressure across eastern parts of Europe into western Russia, but otherwise there's nothing really there that we can go on. Very, very early days, of course. Hopefully, as we go through the next few months, we will find the CFS becoming a little bit more useful for us. This is a temperature anomaly for the autumn, and that's not showing much either, so really no help at all from the CFS at the moment. If you were to create a forecast of the autumn today with CFS, you wouldn't be able to do it. And also precipitation, again, no help either. I'm hoping that CFS will firm up a little bit on the signal over the next few weeks and months. This is the experimental NASA model. This is the 500 millibar height anomaly for this autumn. So it's placing quite a bit of ridging up to the north, interestingly, and a bit down to the south. This white area looks like it could be some sort of trough, actually, but sitting within the 500 millibar flow. So that might be a little bit more unsettled than you would perhaps envisage from the height anomaly. The temperature anomaly is coming out warmer than average, and as far as precipitation is concerned, let's just check the scale. Yeah, so we're going a little bit above average generally with the rainfall this autumn, particularly so for the north, less so for the south. Overall, though, I think that is a fairly unsettled signal, albeit quite a mild one, from the NASA model for this autumn. Beijing Climate Centre looks like this. Again, this is 500 millibar height anomaly for the autumn. So we have above average heights down to the south and below average heights up to the north. We're bringing the jet stream almost through the country a little bit like that. So it is most unsettled probably up to the north and driest to the south. It looks quite a westerly autumn, that one. Temperature anomalies, again, coming out milder than average, similar to the excuse me, similar to the NASA model. And the precipitation anomaly, I think it is more on the wetter side, especially so to the north. The south is closer to average, maybe even slightly on the drier than average side. Not sure about that. I think that looks like quite a westerly setup from the Beijing Climate Centre this autumn. So maybe the NASA model and the Beijing Climate Centre in its early days, but maybe they are hinting a little bit more of an unsettled type pattern this autumn. Now, this is the UK Met Office GLOSY 5 model. This doesn't cover the full autumn period yet. This is just covering August to October. It places the area of above average heights over the UK and Western Europe. So this is at odds with those other two models. This is certainly on the drier side of things. The jet stream is being pushed off up here as well, so that looks quite a bit more settled. Whoops, better get rid of that. Okay, so let's try and move on and get rid of that also. That looks quite a bit more settled compared to those previous two models. The temperature anomaly, that's coming out warmer than average for this early autumn period. Again, this doesn't cover full autumn. This is August, September and October, not the full autumn period. But it looks warmer than average through late summer and early mid-autumn. And precipitation, that one is coming out slightly on the drier side, which you'd expect because there's a ridge there sitting over the top of the country. And then finally, we've got the JAMSTEC IOD, and this one is the only one that we've, out of the five that we've looked at, is going a little bit colder than average there for the northwest of Europe. So temperature anomalies are coming out a little bit below average, as they are for Scandinavia and the central western parts of Europe too. So slightly cooler than average with JAMSTEC there for the autumn. And as far as precipitation is concerned, it looks drier than average really, particularly out to the west of the country. So you'd expect there's probably some sort of ridge out to our west. Actually get rid of the circle. So there's probably some sort of a ridge out to the west, blocking off the Atlantic, and we're probably doing something a bit like that with the flow. So bring down quite chilly air from the northwesterly type direction. Although, as always, it will be very excuse me, again, it will be very useful if we could get a synoptic sort of 500 bar height anomaly or mean sea level pressure anomaly to go with those temperature and precipitation anomalies, so we could see exactly why JAMSTEC is coming to the idea that it is. So that's everything we're going to be looking at through the autumn. We're going to look at the ocean. We're going to keep an eye on what's happening with El Nino. We're going to do the analogues, of course. They're a big factor now in the long-range forecast at GASWeather's and there'll be free seasonal model updates as well. We'll do one at the end of June, the second one at the end of July, and the third one will be at the end of August, when we'll bring it all together and create the forecast for the autumn of 2017. That'll be released right at the end of August. So that's it. The bandwagon is rolling on to autumn. Hope you stick with the updates and find them fun and enjoyable. Don't forget to check out the summer forecast if you haven't yet done so already. And just to say that tomorrow, it's Bank Holiday Monday, of course, another one. So we're doing part 2 of the 1980s summers tomorrow, looking at 1987, 1988, and 1989. So if you want to see more summers of the 1980s, bring back a few memories perhaps, then come back tomorrow. Right, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.